Imagine discovering that something you do every week in your kitchen could quietly increase your risk of serious disease.
Today I'll show you 4 foods that become problematic when reheated and the science behind it.
Imagine discovering that one of the most normal things you do every single week in your kitchen, something you probably believe is smart, practical, and responsible, may quietly be increasing your exposure to dangerous compounds linked to cancer over time. Not smoking, not alcohol, not pollution, just reheating leftovers. Think about that carefully. Every day, millions of people cook extra food to save time. Parents do it. Students do it. Busy workers do it. Almost everyone does it. You make dinner. You save what is left. You place it in the refrigerator. The next day, you microwave it, warm it on the stove, or heat it in the oven. It feels harmless. In fact, it feels healthy. It feels economical. It feels efficient. But what if some foods chemically change after cooling and reheating in ways most people have never been warned about? What if the second round of heat transforms certain ingredients into compounds scientists have spent decades studying because of their links to inflammation, DNA damage, and cancer risk? And what if one of the organs most affected by these long-term exposures is also one of the deadliest organs when disease finally appears? The pancreas. The frightening thing about pancreatic cancer is not just how deadly it is how silent it is. Your pancreas does not scream while damage is building. It does not send clear warning signs early. Most people feel completely normal while microscopic changes quietly develop for years. Then one day the symptoms appear. Back pain, unexpected weight loss, yellowing eyes, digestive problems, extreme fatigue. And by then, in many cases, the disease has already advanced. That is why doctors constantly emphasize one thing above all else. Prevention matters more than treatment. Because once pancreatic cancer finally announces itself, survival rates become frighteningly low.
Now, before we continue, let me be clear. This is not fear-mongering. This is not panic.
And this is definitely not saying that reheating food automatically causes cancer. Cancer is extremely complex. Genetics matter. Lifestyle matters. Exercise matters. Smoking matters. Alcohol matters. Sleep matters. Body weight matters. But modern research continues to show that repeated exposure to harmful compounds over many years can slowly increase biological stress inside the body. And some of those compounds may form during everyday reheating. To understand why, we first need to understand what heat actually does to food. Cooking is chemistry. The moment heat touches food, chemical reactions begin. Proteins change shape. Sugars react. Fats oxidize. Vitamins break down. New compounds are created. Some changes improve flavor and digestion. But heat can also create harmful byproducts, especially at high temperatures. The first time food is cooked, the body can usually manage many of these compounds reasonably well. But reheating changes the equation. Because while food sits in storage, oxygen, bacteria, moisture, and enzymes continue interacting with it. Then heat is applied again. And suddenly the second cooking cycle accelerates reactions that did not fully happen during the first round. This is where scientists become concerned about compounds like nitrosamines, heterocyclic amines, polycyclic aromatic hydrocarbons, oxidized fats, aldehydes. Many of these have been studied for decades because of their potential ability to damage cells and DNA. Now, let us look at the 4 foods experts are most concerned about when it comes to reheating. Food number 1. Reheated processed meat. This includes bacon, sausages, hot dogs, ham, pepperoni, deli meat, smoked meat. These foods are chemically different from fresh meat because manufacturers add preservatives called nitrates and nitrites. These preservatives help preserve color and shelf life. But when processed meat is exposed to high heat, nitrites can react with proteins inside the meat to form compounds called nitrosamines. Nitrosamines are chemicals scientists have studied extensively because of their potential cancer-causing effects. In fact, processed meat itself has already been classified by the World Health Organization as carcinogenic regarding colorectal cancer risk. Now add reheating into the picture, especially frying, especially microwaving. especially burning edges until they become dark and crispy. Every additional heating cycle pushes these reactions further. And millions of people do this constantly, without thinking. Cooking sausages in bulk. Reheating bacon every morning. Microwaving leftover pizza again and again. One exposure may not matter much, but biology responds to repeated patterns over years. That is what people forget. Food number 2. Reheated spinach and leafy greens. This one shocks almost everyone, because spinach is considered healthy. And honestly, fresh spinach is healthy. It is rich in vitamins, rich in antioxidants, rich in iron, rich in folate. The issue is not fresh spinach. The issue is reheated spinach. Spinach naturally contains compounds called nitrates. Fresh nitrates are not necessarily harmful. In some cases, they may even support healthy blood flow. But after spinach is cooked and stored, bacteria and enzymes begin converting nitrates into nitrites. Then reheating pushes another chemical reaction. Heat can encourage nitrites to form nitrosamines. That is where concern begins. And spinach is not alone. Other nitrate-rich vegetables include celery, beetroot, kale, carrots. Now, this does not mean vegetables are dangerous. Vegetables remain some of the healthiest foods humans can eat. The concern is repeated heating after storage. That is why some experts recommend eating leftover spinach cold rather than reheated. For example, cold salads, smoothies, cold wraps, vegetable bowls. The goal is simply avoiding another heat-driven reaction. Food number 3. Reheated oil and fried food. This is one of the most overlooked problems in modern diets. Every time oil is heated, its chemical structure changes. And the higher the temperature, the faster the breakdown happens. Especially in oils high in polyunsaturated fats like soybean oil, sunflower oil, corn oil, canola oil. When these oils become very hot, they oxidize. That means oxygen attacks the fat molecules and creates unstable byproducts. Some of these compounds have been linked to inflammation and cellular stress. Now here is where things become worse. Most people do not heat oil only once. Restaurants reuse oil many times. Street vendors reuse oil repeatedly. People fry food at home and save leftover oil for later.
Now tell me something in the comments. Which of these 4 foods surprised you the most? Because the answer I hear from people watching this almost always tells me exactly where the biggest gap in public health education. One final and important thing. Everything I have shared today is based on published biochemistry research and the documented work of international cancer research
If
organizations.
this video helped you, or if you think it could help someone you love, please share it. A share could genuinely change someone's life.
And if you have not subscribed yet, hit that subscribe button and turn on the notification bell because we put out content like this every single week.